Are you going to be able to stand like that, like I told you?
Blow out for me. Blow, blow, blow. There you go. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
The video shows a woman being instructed by the cops to stand in the correct way and then asked to blow up the alcohol breathalyzer. So what has the woman done and how is she happened to be caught by the cops? Stay tuned to find out.
Get some what? Some dog food? Okay.
The officer receives a call about a female potentially driving under the influence. So will he be able to catch her? If yes, then what's he gonna do next?
Hi, how are you doing?
The officer is able to stop the car and approaches the woman. The officer asks about how she is doing, then the woman replies that she's going to get some dog food.
The reason I have you stopped is somebody who called and they were concerned about you. You been drinking today? No? You mind if I check your eyes real quick?
The officer explains that somebody has called and they were concerned about you. This is the reason why he has stopped her. So, has she been drinking today? The woman replies no, but the officer is not satisfied and asks her to check her eyes real quick.
I got a call from my roommate, and I'm gonna put this on because I've had it twice.
Okay.
And I work with the public. So for your safety and ours, you know.
Sure.
The woman agrees and wears her mask. She starts explaining where she is going and why.
Well, somebody said a few things when they called, and people call us for stupid stuff all the time. So if you're good, I'll just check your eyes real quick if you want to hop out, and then if we're good to go, we're good to go.
The officer explains again to her that someone has called him and people call him every time something seems to worry him. So let him check on her if she is clean and then she's good to go.
Because I've been up since I go to work at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I've been up since 3 a.m.
I got you.
Tired. I'm like, I did not want to go to the tractor supply store to go get some.
The woman then explains to him that she's been up since she is been to work at 5 a.m. and now she needs to go home to take the dog food with her.
You got your ID on you real quick? Alright, you want to hop out? I'll check your eyes real quick, and then I got one more thing to tell you about, and then we'll be good to go.
Then the officer takes her ID with him, does a little check and then goes back to her. He then says that hop out really quick so that he can check her once, and after that there's one more further thing to do.
Head injuries, TBIs, anything like that?
I have been hit in the head. If you actually feel, I don't know if you can actually touch my head.
I'm not worried about it.
The officer further instructs her to stand straight and hand alongside her toes. He then asks her if she's had any head injuries or any other injuries. The woman then replies she actually had one and says him to feel it on her head.
Can you see the tip of my finger? Okay, I just need you to follow the tip of my finger with your eyes and only your eyes. Do not turn your head. I'm going to make a few passes back and forth, up and down, okay? Follow my finger with your eyes.
The officer tells her to follow the tip of his finger and he will move that finger back and forth, up and down to check if she's drunk or not.
Alright, so I got 2 more tests that we can do real quick, okay? Just to determine that you're good to go. Alright, the next one's called...
I'm also just like, you know, I've also had a stroke some years ago.
The cop is not satisfied and says that he will continue some more tests and then they'll be good to go.
On the right side of my body, I had a stroke. And so the right side of my body, temporary paralysis.
You're moving everything an awful lot to have temporary paralysis. But okay,
I know.
so the next one's called the one-leg stand.
The woman comes up with a new injury and says that she had a stroke in the right side of her body, because of which she's having temporary paralysis.
Put your feet back together like they were, hands down by your side.
Alright.
Okay, I'm going to explain it and demonstrate, and then I'm going to ask you to go, okay?
Right.
So it's going to look something like this. You're going to keep your hands down by your sides. You're going to pick one leg. I don't care which one. And you're going to choose that one to stand on. The other one, you're going to raise approximately 6 inches off the ground, point your toe, look down at your toe, and count in the following manner: 1001, 1002, 1003, and so on until I tell you to stop.
The cop listens to her and moves on to the next test, which is the one-leg stand. He instructs her and demonstrates her to follow him as he says.
Wait until I tell you to start.
Alright.
And count out loud: 1001, 1002, 1003, and so on until I tell you to stop, okay?
Alright.
Alright, whenever you're ready, you may begin.
The cop tells her to wait until he says start and stop, only when he tells her to stop.
Like I said, I have nerve damage from the racing car. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like seriously, I can't even feel.
Okay, you can stop.
The woman starts excusing, saying I have nerve damage, but still shows that she is trying to do as told.
So the next test is called the walk and turn, okay? Stand at your car. And turn and face me. Okay, can you imagine a straight line from me to you? Yep, straight line from me to you. Imagine that line, okay? Put your right foot on that line and your left foot in front of that foot, heel to toe on the line.
Now the officer asks her to do the next test called walk in turn. He tells her to stand at her car facing him and then follow what he says.
Okay, and you just stand there until I tell you to start, okay?
She's unable to do that and starts arguing, as we can see in the video.
Test roll.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, like I'm saying, like, when you have all these things happen to your body, it sucks, man.
Keep going. You have PDA?
After giving so many excuses, the woman does the test.
Will you agree to this test real quick? That way we can rule that out and you're good to go?
I mean, what's the stipulations? Like,
I just explained it to you. It is a test that is not admissible in court. It shows me a positive or negative presence of alcohol. So if you're saying you haven't been drinking and this is all issues from COVID, that's going to show me that, and we'll be good to go and move on from there.
The cop then instructs her to perform the second test as soon as possible because the prior one is not acceptable in court, and this breathalyzer test provides a direct test of the presence of alcohol, both negative and positive. Also determines whether the symptoms she's experiencing are the result of alcohol or COVID.
Blow, blow. You're not blowing.
Blow, 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 blow,
Gonna
blow,
push
blow,
air out.
Blow hard. Blow.
You're not doing anything. Out, ma'am. Okay.
Like this.
The cops asked her to blow in the breathalyzer, but she's not doing what is said. She then presents another excuse, claiming that she's unable because she is on an inhaler due to COVID-19. The officer asks her to take a deep breath and blow as long as she can. The officer is not satisfied. So, what is the officer going to do next? Stay tuned to find out.
I'm not certain how you can have all these issues to not do basic little things here and you can still drive.
well,
That sounds dangerous to me.
no, it's not good.
The officer here gets curious about her situation and how she's having so many issues and has been able to drive. That sounds dangerous to him. How is she able to do this all? The cops try again and bring the breathalyzer back.
We're gonna try something else. It's a little bit easier. All I need you to do is just blow into this area in general, okay? Just wait until I tell you. Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
Blow
there
hard.
you go. Okay.
The cops are getting anxious because she has not given any samples and she is smelling strongly of alcohol.